Hello guys, my name is Fatila
And I am Hana.
and today we are going to be talking about Talchum, the Korean dance mask.
So let's get started.
In our video, we will firstly introduce to you guys a little bit about Talchum and its history, and then we will talk about the types and characteristics of Talchum, and last but not least, we will talk about a general plot in Bongsan Talchum. So, what is Talchum? Talchum is a Korean dance that is performed while wearing a particular mask. While dancing, the dancer usually do a mimicry, speaking, and sometimes even singing. The name of mask dance can be different according to the region. I will be explaining about this in the next slide, but Talchum is a general name for all of the mask dance. Korean mask dance are not just dance performed by masked dancers, but also include significant dramatic content with masked characters portraying people, animals, and sometimes supernatural beings. These folk dancers reflect the frustration felt by the lower classes. As I said before, the name of Talchum can be different according to the region. As you can see, different region has a specific name for the mask dance. For example, Dongni Yaryu is a traditional mask dance drama played in Korea. It has been performed for over 120 years in Ochondong, Dongni-gu. It has been named by the government of Korea, Suyong Yaryu, as one of the important intangible cultural properties of Korea. Yaryu refers to a drama performed outdoors in a field, especially in Gyeongsang-namdo province. Its main contents are satire and criticisms towards commoners and noblemen. In addition, later in this video, I will explain one of the general plot in the Bongsan Talchum, which is originated in Hwanghae province. Moving on to the evolution of Talchum. In history, Talchum is originated in Korean villages as part of shamanic rituals that had evolved to cleanse houses and villages. It offered protection and good harvest. It then became a form of popular entertainment. It was once performed at the court. During the Goryeo dynasty, the office of mass dance drama Sandetogam supervised such dances, and these dances may be performed at royal banquets. The office, however, was abolished during the Joseon dynasty.
As we were stated above, there are 6 types of Talchum. First is mask dance performed as part of shamanic ritual, which called as Sonanggut Talchum. Mask dances of 5 clowns, which is Ogangdae. Mask dances from the Seoul and Gyeonggi areas, which is called as Sandenori. Mask dances performed in an open field, which is called Yaryu. Mask dances from Hwanghae province, which called Hesu Talchum. And the last one is lion dance performance, which called as Sajanori. First, I'm going to explain the Hawi Pyeolshigut Talnori. It is a mask dance performance handed down in the village of Hawi near Andong. It is also a typical of mask dances performed as part of shamanic rituals to pray for the well-being of the village and a bountiful harvest. Since ancient times, people have put their faith in their local guardian gods. The residents of Hawi similarly undertook sacrificial rites in honor of their guardian deity. The word Pyeolshigut refers to a special shamanic ritual held once every 5 or 10 years rather than annually. In the middle of Goryeo dynasty, there lived a craftsman who went by the name Hui. For years, his village suffered from constant misfortunes, but no one knew why. One day, Hui dreamed about a mountain god and received an oracle message that the misfortunes would disappear if the villagers danced with masks made by Hui. The god said Hui was not have any contact with anyone until he finished. Awakening from his dream, Hui could not ignore the instructions, so he had a strap rope wound around his workshop to allow him to work undisturbed by others. At long last, 100 days had passed. A young man named Kim was in love with Hui and was growing weary of waiting. She broke her vow to leave him undisturbed for 100 days and peeked into her lover's workshop to see what he was doing. He was carving the last mask, that of his scholar's foolish servant named Ime. The moment she glanced inside, Hui collapsed spitting blood and died. The mask was left unfinished. Out of guilt for causing his death, the young woman committed suicide. Afterward, the residents of Hui village decided to serve the dead woman as a tutelary god and held annual rituals to assuage her soul. Next, I'm going to explain more about Ogangdae mask dance. The name Ogangdae means 5 clowns or masked performers. The performance contains the concept of the theory of the 5 elements or hang and the 5 directions or bang, and features the ritual dance of the 5 deities of the 5 directions or bang shinchum. In some regions, 5 yamban appear instead of the 5 guardian deities, while Tongyong Ogangdae features 5 eggs. The egg featuring the 5 guardian deities is found in Gasan and Jinju Ogangdae. In Tongyong Ogangdae, the ritual element is still preserved in the lion character, but it is not a sacred being as in Suyong Yaryu or Bukchong Sajanori, but rather it is a weak beast that catches and eats a marten only to be shot and killed by the hunter. Tongyong Ogangdae can be seen as a performance caught in the later stage of transition from a ritual mass dance drama to mass dance drama for enjoyment, with the entertainment aspect having the upper hand. Therefore, the masks are focused more on entertainment rather than religious, and the animals are not deified beasts but animals in the wild. Likewise, the human characters are neither sacred nor deified beings but simple real humans in the secular world. Now, let's take a look on the open field mass dance or the Yaryu mass dance. The word Yaryu refers to a style mass dance transmitted down through the generation in the regions of Suyong and Dongri, both near Busan on the eastern banks of the Nakdong River. The dance in Suyong was created first and then the Dongri developed later. Both mass dances consist of 4 chapters. The performances are short in length and the number of masks used is relatively small. However, this type of mass dance begins with a boisterous parade and it ends with a tug of war designed to promote teen spirit. This is the reason why the open field mass dance has been characterized as one of the traditional folk performances that encourage a communal spirit. The mass dance of Suyong consists of 4 scenes. It begins with the nobleman chapter and ends with a lion dance performance. The lion dance depicts a lion winning a fight with a tiger and eventually eating it. This dance is a reflection of the geographical features of the Suyong regions. Legend has it that the locals believe that a mountain in Suyong, which called Mount Back, looked like a lion running away from the village and they needed to create a dance to comfort the lion. After the lion dance ends, the Suyong Yaryu performer hold a sacrificial rite and burn their masks to prevent the bad luck and attract good fortune. Now moving on to Sunday Nori. Sunday Nori is a type of mass dance handed down around the Seoul and Gyeonggi province area. The word Sunday literally means a makeshift elevated stage where mass dances will perform as part of the welcoming reception for foreign envoys or whenever royal events were held. At the beginning of the Joseon dynasty, Sunday dramas were performed as part of court functions and the performers were managed by a government office called Sunday Dogam. However, after this office was disbanded, the dramas were converted into folk plays performed for the entertainment of commoners. The regions of Sompa and Yangju are famous for their own versions of Sunday Nori. The 2 regional mass performances are similar in terms of content, structure, and dance movements. Originally in royal ceremonies, Sunday Nori is performed on a large scale and its expressive style are more sophisticated than other regional mass dances. It has different style of movement, embodying the basic structure of traditional Korean folk dance. Sunday Nori consists of 8 chapters and its performance feature a great number of characters and run from 3 to 10 hours. The masks used in Sompa Sunday Nori are made from gourd, pine, and paper, and there are a total of 32 masks are featured in the performance. Bukchong Sajanorum is a mass play performed on the Great Full Moon in the Bukchongun area of South Hamgyong province. Prior to the festival between the 4th and 14th of the first lunar month, the troupe of performers wearing lion costume would pay a visit to each home in the community. They would conduct an exorcism rite in which the lion character went around the house, loudly ringing his bell in all its nooks and crannies in order to chase away evil spirits. Their proceedings were similar to those of Megui, the part of the exorcism rite known as Nare. As a token of gratitude for the exorcism, the household offered some grain to the troupe. On the 16th day of the month, members of the troupe would calculate how much grain they had collected and would compare that with their expenses for the performance. The main goal of Pukchong Sajanorum was to eliminate evil spirits and thus ensure a trouble-free year. The biggest lion performance was the highlight of the Jongwol Deburum, which is great for Moon Festival. The popular symbolism, the lion represents a beast having the power of exorcism. Aside from ensuring safety and peace in the community, Pukchong Sajanorum also produced other benefits. There was a common belief that children who were mounted on the lion would have a long and healthy life. Keeping a tuft of fur from the lion was also thought to have prolonged life. Since all performers were villagers, the annual performance also functions as a way to strengthen solidarity and promote cooperation among community members. The last dance is a Hesu Talchum, which Fatila will explain more after this.
So, what is Bongsan Talchum? Originated from the central part of the Korean peninsula, Bongsan Talchum is especially known for its humorous satire. Main themes include satire of ostentatious monks, corrupted young men, and polygamy, thus showing and reliving the sufferings of commoners. This satire was only possible in a society with strict social hierarchy because they were wearing tal or mask. By wearing tal, the performers were able to hide their social status, allowing them to express their emotions without the fear of social judgment. There are in total of 7 acts in Bongsan Talchum dance, but I will be focusing on the 4th act in the performance. The 4th act consists of 3 scenes. In the first one, an old monk falls in love with a shaman girl. The old monk is considered as the reincarnation of Buddha. As he is deeply devoted to Buddhist doctrines, however, he cannot resist the seductions of the shaman girl. They perform one comical dance together, which is the highlight of the Bongsan Talchum. Interestingly, the entire flirtation process is portrayed without any dialogue, only using music and dance. Nonetheless, it is not difficult to grasp the situation as the interaction between the 2 characters is clear. In the second scene, a shoe seller enters with a monkey, making fun of the old monk for abandoning his doctrines. In the last scene, Chubari, a drunkard, challenges the old monk and wins, taking the shaman girl for himself. She bears his baby but abandons him. Chubari takes his son and educates him. This act, overall along with the second act, publicly criticized the corrupted monks who do not abide the regulations of Buddhism.
That's all for now. Thank you for watching.